Hi everybody, it's Amalia and I'm here today with part 2 of the art retreat that I go to every year in Maryland. It consists of about 20 to 24 really creative artists that just gather to create, to share, to teach, to gift, just to commune with one another and share their craft and their art. And it turns out to be a really lovely week with friends, and lots of creating gets done. And I am hoping to, yes, I'm going to show you some of the things that I got done. I had to do some work for a design team, so I can't show you that yet because it's not out yet. But there's a couple of things that happen. The teaching that happens is kind of spontaneous. There's no organized classes, but someone decides that they want to teach something, and they'll either go off to a couple of tables that are set aside for small group learning, and someone will teach a technique, for example. I believe I showed in my other videos some of bubble painting that Tam taught everybody to do, which was a lot of fun. And Elizabeth Dutois, I think is how her name is pronounced, taught some wool felting. And I have to go grab my project to show you, but I'll show you that in a little bit. And so things along that nature. Sometimes you'll just people sit next to each other one-on-one and, start talking, and somebody will demonstrate, and, it'll be one-on-one type teaching or sharing. And there's a share table, so people bring tons of their craft goodies and their unwanted items that they no longer use or will need, or just things they want to share. This is just an example. I showed this in the previous video in part 1. These are just empty, it looks like an ink bottle with, what are these called? Squeezy thingies, droppers. And, some of the really creative people there may do something cool with this, but I think I'm just going to, use these for making inks or drops, or just display as they are. So that's just an example of one thing. Another example on the share table were these EK Success and these this is Elmer's, but these are tape runners. And these came in handy during the weekend. And there's things like that. I brought stacks of paper again this year. I bought some stacks last year. I bought a bunch of huge stack of cardboard die cuts in different shapes. I brought a bunch of stickers. I filled a bucket, a big basket / bucket with stuff. And let me just start showing you some of the things, and I'll tell you what they are. This was from PM Artist Studio, so they make stencils. They have a YouTube channel, but they also make stencils, small ones like this, larger ones, and they make foam stamps as well. I showed this in the previous video. But they make stencils and stamps in various sizes and designs, and they sell them on their website as well. And so they gave me a couple of stencils, which was fabulous. And this was from one of my table mates. She was just going through her things as she was working and decided that she had too many. She gave one to all of us. This was from Joan. I believe this was from Joan Smithies. Joan wasn't able to attend. Yes, Joan wasn't able to attend this year. And so she sent along some goodies. Either she sent this or I had this already and I brought it with me, but I think it was part of a gift. This is just stuff that, no, that was a gift. That was a gift for sure. Sorry, you probably can't see that, but it's a 2-thing stencil. Right, here's one area, here's another area. But I also had some of my own stencils from Joan's collection that I have purchased. And I'll tell you what, I'll use this as the background so you can see. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. Where's my black paper when you need it? There you go. Yes, this one I just brought it with me. I never ended up using it because I tell you what, you go there between the share table and what people are gifting you. That one is one I had that I brought to play with, and I didn't play with it. But between the share table and what you're gifted, you really don't need to bring anything, to be honest. That might be something I already owned, and I think this might be something I already owned. This is from iStencils.com. Yeah, I already had this. So, yeah. But here's one of the things that I worked on over the weekend. This is going to be a jumble, folks. I apologize in advance, but that's the way it is. Yeah. Let me put stuff away so I don't get confused, because I'm easily confused. I worked on a couple of these pages. These were super easy to do. These were Heidi Swap, and can you see okay? These were Heidi Swap, and these are just resist pages. So everything was white except for this black printing, and you take some of your spray inks and you spritz all over it, and you've got a 12 by 12 page. I shared a couple of these with my table mates as well. Here's another page, spritz your different colors, and you got another page, and here's another page. These are staining colors. What did I do here? I think I was using, yeah, a watercolor pencil here or something. But yeah, I have those 3 pages that I can make some whatchamacallits with, some backgrounds with. Here's I got this a while ago at Michael's. It's Heidi Swap, Make Pretty Stuff. And it's these type of pages, you know? So that's what that is. And let me show you something else I did. So I watched Denise Love on YouTube, and she's an artist. She's working right now in lots of abstracts and stuff, and lots of watercolor paint, and I just like her style. And so so I tried to sort of emulate it, and I did it across a whole page. I can cut this up into ATCs. I can cut this up into page backgrounds or card backgrounds. But I really liked her style, and I was hoping to copy it just a little bit. And yeah, so that's all that is. And here is some more. Again, I didn't get a lot of other stuff done. I did a lot of playing, but not a lot of projects. This is just some jelly plating. I have a 5x7 jelly plate, and I was just getting started. I got some new stencils that I brought with me, and I was just kind of getting started. This is just one color on the page. This one was a little bit more interesting, but I didn't end up doing anything with it, but I wanted to keep this. You know, this is kind of like a throwaway page. I was using this to clean off plates and clean off my roller, and I just found this a little bit more interesting than what I was doing, so I kept it and tried to copy it. I don't think I was successful. Here's some of the bubble printing that we did. This is, I believe it's watercolor paper, but this is some of the bubble printing that I did. It has some gold paint in it as well. I don't know if you could see that on camera. Here's another one. Maybe it's easier to see it this way. The last layer was gold bubble paint. And this is what it kind of looks like if you make your bubbles too small, or if you get too much of the bubbles on the page and things aren't dry and they bleed into each other. This is just a roll-off page. And I think roll-off pages are interesting in and of themselves, but I like to save those as well. Here's another page. This is multiple layers and of paint on the jelly plate, and then I used that first stencil that I showed you. And this is, I believe this is Nina Eclipse black paper. Here's another one of those Diane Love attempts. And I like this one a little bit better, but yeah, that's it. That's just it. I started out with watercolor on a page, just different random brush strokes of watercolor. I did some throwing of gold ink or splattering of gold ink. I also did some color burst style sprinkles, different types of paint. This was, I believe it was a watercolor paint, but it was more of a diluted and opaque watercolor paint. I did some, this is a stamping, this is a stamp, and some spray. This spray is multiple colors. It's a bronze and a blue color that my table mate Jan made for everybody and gave out. So when it's shook up, it's got this lovely sheen, bronzes kind of sheen to it. So that's what most of this background is. After everything was painted, I sprayed that on. This one I liked a little bit better than the rest of the ones that I did. I don't know, can you see that sheen there? That's that spray paint that I was just showing you. That's not gold paint, it's bronze with a little bit of turquoise. Yeah. So yeah. I think I kind of messed it up with these pencil marks. But, you know, it's a process, and I'm going to trust the process, and I'm going to keep going. And I found another YouTube recently that does painty papers, and she's really interesting and has been inspiring me. I showed all of these papers. These are really beautiful papers that that the people at the retreat made and shared, and I already showed them on the first video, so go ahead and take a look at that first video. And here's some more jelly printing I did on the 5x7 jelly plate. This one is really interesting because there's multiple layers of color and stencils and stamps. And that's an interesting stencil, but I'm not getting anything out of that. This is a little bit better because there's multiple layers of color here. I used a magenta first, then I went over it with some blue. And I have this circle thing that I also did on top of that before I put the stencil on. Here's another version of that. This is that magenta, some gold, and that stencil is also background in here, and then more of that circle stamping tool. Here's the magenta all by itself with the circle stamping tool. And here's another one. This one has the heart stencil. can't tell if you can see that or not, but it has the heart stencil, then the other stencil that I've been using, some magenta paint, some gold paint, and some more of the same with different combinations. This is more of an opaque kind of color in here. It's a cream color. Anyway, a lot of these would make great backgrounds for the cards that I make. A lot of my friends are doing collage, and I think that takes a little bit more courage than I have at the moment. But yeah, I'm liking a couple of these, at least definitely for card backgrounds. And this was just, I gave up in the middle of this. This was just too much going on, but I love the gold sheen. This is really interesting paper. I don't know what kind of paper this is, but this is, I think this is the second pull. So I did this first, right? This is blue paint, then you put the stencil down, then you pull it with some paper. This is tissue paper. This is regular like printer paper. And then, so I pulled it, then I went over it, the jelly plate again. There's going to be color remaining on the plate. And I went over it again with a silver, and then this is the second pull right here. So that's kind of how it works, jelly plating, if you're not familiar with jelly plating. This has a lot of nice of that bronze sheen that I sprayed on, but there's not much else going on. Very mysterious looking. This has a lot of layers of color. I see red magenta, I see a sage color, I think I see some gray and some tan in there. So yeah. So those are just some of the things that I got done at the event, and I have some more things to show you, so hold on. I found more of the gifts that were given out from each of the individuals, and that's what I want to show you. Okay, hold on. So this whole container here, you know, they sell these at Michael's, and it looks brand new, but somebody was giving this away. They put it at the share table, and I picked it up so that I could contain some of my stuff, some of the gifts and stuff that I got. But that was handy because I have one at home that's broken that I'm going to replace this with. This one is from Patty Euler. Patty owned a store in, I think, Lithicum or Severn, in that area, general area, called the Queen's Ink. She used to have classes, she sold supplies, she made amazing art, and this is a combination of painting, collage, and this is shrink plastic. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, that's from Patty Euler. This was at the giveaway table, and as I mentioned in the first video about this, I collect certain icons. I don't collect them. I find them, I pick them up, I like them. Little doodads. Hello Kitty is one of my things that I like. I like skulls, and you know, I don't decorate with skulls, but I have little knickknacks, and I have one knickknack. That's a skull. And I keep this in my art room. That's all it is. It's just this acrylic thing. And I had Velcro on it at once so it would stay in place because it likes to move and fall and disappear. So, yeah. And the fleur-de-lis is another one of the icons that I like, that I use to decorate. And, you know, I have a keychain with a fleur-de-lis type thing, and the sun symbols. So I like the symbol or the icon of the sun. I have some art on my walls that I bought a very long time ago with the sun, and I have some decor in my kitchen that is suns or sun faces. So I saw the sun and I picked it up. I will probably untangle this or unhook this from this welcome thing, and just maybe put something on the back so that I can attach it to the wall and add it to my son's in the kitchen. And who knows, I will use this for something else. Sandra gave everybody some spatulas to make painty papers with, or to do whatever you needed to do at the event. And these are great, probably from the dollar store or something like that, but they're a great tool. They were great with the bubble papers. They were very helpful with that. This is great for scraping paint on your jelly plate or spreading paint on painty papers that you want to make. And this was also from Xandra. Xandra has a YouTube channel, Scraps to Beauty from Sandra. And so I didn't even open this yet, but she gave everybody one of her icons is mermaids. So she is a fan of mermaids, and she picked this up and gave one to everybody. I believe she gave one to everybody, but it's a great little icon, and she gave it to all of us to decorate, and she gave us more stuff. Here's the spatula before it was torn into and the packaging taken off. I'll keep one in my art room, and I'll put one in my kitchen. I always need spatulas in my kitchen. So here's another one. Here's the mermaid tail with a little mermaid clip that you can attach a photo or something with. Another item of decor. This is her business card, Scraps to Beauty by Xandra. So just take a look in YouTube and you'll be able to find her. Yeah, that's her channel. And this cute little cloud hair clip, I love it. I'm going to use that for sure because I use these kind of hair clips. Then this cool little mermaid pen, which is awesome, and I'm going to put it in my little thing right over here. I keep a thing of utensils with pens to write because I'm always taking notes, and I'm going to add that to my pencils. So much more in here. Oh my goodness. Maryland's Art Retreat. This is her logo. And a tag, a lovely tag she made. Take the whole thing. Oh, this is my first Stamperia. Is this Stamperia? No, this is Finnabar by Prima. Very cool. This is chipboard, decorative chipboard, and perfect to decorate the mermaid that she gave us right here. Okay, excellent and awesome. I didn't even realize this was in here. This is like deli paper, but it's craft colored deli paper. Very cool. I have tons of the white stuff, but this will be really interesting to work with in the crafty color. Okay. I've been finding more and more stuff. It's unbelievable. I am going to just kind of put all this stuff to the side so I can make room and show you more. Okay. This was something additional. If we are in a don't laugh situation, don't look over at me. It has my name on it. Somebody told me the story behind this. I think their daughter made it. I don't know, but I don't remember who gave it to me exactly. So really cute little pouch. I can use that in my purse. I can use that with my art stuff. And these tiles. These look like large Scrabble tiles. So those are neat, something interesting to work with. And some Dina Wakley acrylic paint, sterling and gilt. Very nice. Put this to the side. And I won this as a prize. I won a couple of prizes. I won this as a prize. This was handmade by, I think by Susan. Her name is Susan Getz. But it's all painted paper, and it's a journal, and it's absolutely gorgeous. You're not going to be able to see it. Hold on. Okay. So these are painted papers. Beautiful. This is on some sort of canvas. And I can add to this if I want to. This is, wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Some of these, I'm sure, are purchased papers, which is very kind. Some of them are hand painted. I know. This is, ooh, this is like butcher paper. Beautiful, beautiful. Somebody's burning paper again. There's more. Ooh, look at that. That looks like that was handmade. Yeah, this is roll-off paper. Gorgeous in and of itself. This looks like purchased paper. This looks like it might be wallpaper. Oh my God, look how beautiful that is. This is copy paper, copies of letters or journal notes, and then some floral. More jelly plating papers. Beautiful. So that was one of the prizes. Look how that is stunning. I don't know who this is from. Maybe I picked it off of the share table. Honestly, no idea. This is from Sue. Sue, who came with Patty Euler, created these, and they are beautiful. I believe they're dominoes, painted and decorated domino tiles on wood. Yeah. Beautiful. Let's see. This one's going to take even more time. What is in here? Okay. First of all, this beautiful bag. I think this may be from Penny or from Claire. I don't recall. But this is like muslin and good for either painting on, stamping on, creating on, or just using to clean up your mess, frankly. I think that was from Claire. And she got us some paparazzi earrings also. Look how cute. Very nice. Thank you, Claire. I am with you always. It has my name on it, but it doesn't say who it's from. This is a lovely sentiment. I am with you always. Matthew 28:20. A little hug. How cute is that? Oh, it's from Donna. Of course it is. Donna Walsh. Creative artist, Navy veteran, caregiver, volunteer, fiber mixed media enthusiast, dreamer, maker, sharer. Let your heart be your voice. She's an amazing person. She's such a giving person. These are sleeves. Now she called them like gardening sleeves. See, there's the thumb hole right there. So that like when you're in the garden and, you know, help prevent bug bites or getting snagged by rose thorns or stuff like that. But when I go in my garden, I dress from my neck down. The only thing that's showing are my fingertips and a little bit of my head, or my face rather. I think this may be from Donna as well, but I'm not really sure, but it's a beautiful journal. Maybe this is from Diane. This is like Diane's style, but I'm not really sure. It's a beautiful journal with plenty of tags and pullouts and slip-ins and envelopes. Very beautiful. I'm sorry I don't know exactly who made it. There's no name on it. Okay, I still have more to show you, so hold on. I found the pins. I found a couple of the pins and earrings. This is a pin. Penny always gives us a pin from the weekend. So this is one of a couple of us from 2022. So that's one of the pins. Kathy also gave us a pin. And this is one of Van Gogh's cafe scenes. And she just wrote a lovely note about how our gatherings remind her of sort of this scene in this Van Gogh painting. Really beautiful little note. These are made by Charlene Morabito. Charlene is a terrific artist. She does all sorts of art, paper crafting, beading, you name it, shrink, plastic, everything. And she made one for everybody, and they're all just individually beautiful, and this is the one that I picked out. Thank you, Charlene. These are the earrings that I was telling you about that CB made. Carol. And they're painted paper with a couple of layers just to make them a little bit more substantial, and then coated with resin. She's doing a lot of resin work. And so look how beautiful those are. Thank you, CB. And this is, I think, Xandra just asked me if I would use something like this. So I said, of course. And I do have, not this particular one, but I have a couple of Tim Holtz's little word sticker things. So here's an example. Not my circus, not my monkeys. When you know better, do better, etc. So thank you for this, Sandra. I will do this. I will definitely be using this. And this is another prize that we won. People bring stuff for the door prizes, and she does, you know, door prizes the whole weekend. Every day, the whole weekend, and until they're all gone. So people bring stuff. Vendors donate some things as well. And this is a Dina Wakely journal, mixed media journal. So it has a variety of different surfaces for mixed media and art journaling. Here we have some canvas. This looks like it may be, I don't know what that is. That looks like it might be Tyvek or watercolor paper. I don't know. Here's canvas, not canvas. What is this stuff? You know what that is. So it's different types of media. That's watercolor paper. That's craft. So that was one of the prizes that I won, or a door prize. And this was also at the share table. There were tons of little books and doodads like this, but I decided to pick this one up. I thought this would be cool to work with in different types of watercolor, because this is watercolor paper. And I think, well, this might not be watercolor paper. It's a heavy paper, so it might work with watercolor. So yeah, I picked that up. And it didn't have a label on it or anything. I don't think anybody made this. This is Janine's Mindful Art Collection, Studio Light. So that. And Z gave everybody one of these. This is an easel for your artwork. That was really nice. I still have more. I'm not done yet. Oh, things are falling. Okay. Sorry, I don't know where it went. And I may never find it again. Did I show you this already? This is an eraser on one end. CB gave this to everybody. And then this is a little like roller thing to clean up all the eraser bits so they don't get stuck on your artwork. I think that's adorable. And a great idea. I'm not sure who gave out these pens or pencils. I think this one may have been from April, A Little Creative Me on Etsy. And I don't know who this one is. This is a blue pen, fine point pen. And then this is a Uniball Vision Fine, waterproof and fade proof ink. Also very fine tip. Somebody gave us one of these, which I think is always a great idea. This is a little dropper that I'll use in my watercolor stuff. Okay, there's more stuff to go. I still haven't shown you what I gave everyone. So I had a little issue. I made 27 of these. These are Rolodexes, Rolodex boxes, right? Do you know what a Rolodex is? You know what a Rolodex is. Well, people are using them nowadays for memory dexes or all kinds of things, references for their watercolors and things like that. So I gave everyone one of these Rolodexes. Each one was decorated differently with the different papers from a paper pad I found from Hobby Lobby. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you. Hold on one second. So this is the paper pad. It's Mermaid Dreams, 20 designs, 3 of each, 60 sheets. And I decimated this pad. I have gone through almost every single one. I have maybe 6 pages left and lots of scraps. But I made 27 of these memory dex boxes with the different types of papers. Then I dug into my stash and I found some of these to decorate with. I had everybody pick their own so they could find what they liked. This is a floral one, but it's in that same paper pack. And this one, I didn't decorate most of them with all this bling. Most of them I just decorated with the paper, anything that looked sea-like. I just put a seashell on it and some raffia, just hot glued it on. And all of them had legs, but these 4 didn't make the travel back home. I wasn't particularly rough with them, but those weren't good legs, I have to say. I used beads, wooden beads, and they were great, but they just weren't a good choice. They were too small, I think. I don't know what the problem was. Faulty manufacturing on my part. But yeah, I made a box for each person plus extras. And each person also got one of these little envelopes. And inside the envelopes, I put in a whole bunch of stuff. I put in some tabs for them to, you know, tab any of the additional Rolodexes that they made. I put one of my business cards in there. This is for if you have like something that you want to put in your Rolodex, but you don't have the Rolodex punch, or you don't want to punch into it, you could just slip it in here. Slip it in here, attach it, and then add it to your Rolodex. So I did a couple of those. I gave everybody also an ATC card. This is done on watercolor paper. And I used some grip paste and some stenciling and some stamping. I did a whole bunch of stuff. Signed my name on the back. I gave everybody some extra oh God, there's so many in here. These are tabs. They're more of the tabs. This is like a heart-shaped one. And I made some additional cards for them to use in their Rolodexes. I have dies for this. This is also a separate die. These are some of the punches that I have that haven't seen the light of day for the longest time. So I made some extra Rolodex cards for them, and everybody got to pick, you know, whatever design they liked the most. So I think that's it. No, it's not it. Of course it's not. All right. One or two more things, I promise. Okay. Well, it's just kind of extra stuff, some spares, things like that. Actually, I think I'm done. This is the last thing right here. This was on the share table, and I think this is a great little thing for, you know, to hold photographs or Christmas cards at the holiday season. And, you know, I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's called a card frog or something like that. That's the base. But I snagged it. I thought it was great. And, you know, people keep adding things to it all weekend. Oh, there's more stuff. I found more stuff. Wait a minute. Here's the project that Elizabeth had us make. It was about 5 or 6 of us that went aside onto a table, and it's called wool felting, or wet wool felting. There's a styrofoam form in here. She had several forms, a fishy, this one was a bird, and you pick a color for your fish and your bird, and she taught us how to layer the wool that we chose, and how to wet it and get it nice and felted and attached. The felting process, the wet felting process helps it attach and get matted and not come loose. And then she showed us how to felt in some additional decor. She gave us some eyeballs. She gave us some feet. And that's my little bird. My friends there at the retreat made some amazing fish and birds. I don't feel like I have quite that imagination. I'm a little bit Like I had a certain way of thinking of what I wanted it to look like, and I didn't see, and you have to let go sometimes, you know? You have to let go and just go for it. And, you know, I like my bird. I really do. But some of the ladies there, if I remember, I'll insert a picture, or I'll use the picture as the thumbnail for this. And there were some just amazing, amazing creatures that were created. But this is my little cardinal. Okay, still not done yet. I still have more, but that was the closest to me. I just have 2 more items that are not at all interesting. Well, here's something that's interesting, maybe. You know, some people have stuff like, you know, oh, I've got this extra palette. I don't need it. I don't want it. And, you know, it's not in the best, I mean, it's in perfect working order. And maybe, you know, I could just rub, you know, rub some water on it and it'll get rid of those stains. And maybe I even created those stains, who knows? But, you know, they bring stuff like this and they put it on the share table. And here's another item. I think this is kind of the latch on one of these. Oh no, yeah, they're broken. So it splits, right? But it's still, without this latch, it still closes, right? So inside here is just some, like, these sticky things for cling stamps. And so I thought I could use this, or at least give it another life so it doesn't have to end up in the trash. And, you know, there's a couple of stamps on here. I may not keep these, you know, they may end up on the share table again next year, but I may keep them as well, or I may give them to another crafty friend. But I just thought this was a great case for holding stuff. And I picked it up. I know that I can use these if they don't stay in this binding system. I can use these somewhere else. So anyway, so I picked these up, and that's it, right? Oh, let me just show you what I'm going to be doing. So we've got broken feet here, right? I'm going to fix these, and I'm going to put the right feet on them. I made several of them with feet like this. And I'm sorry, this is all tore up, but this is a mold, a silicone mold from a place called Green Stuff World. It's in Spain. It's a Spanish site. So it's just a silicone mold, and I'm going to be using amazing casting resin. And I am going to be making a bunch of column feet. I made a few of them with column feet, and those stood up really well. You know, they're a much wider base instead of like the beads that I used. And then I'm going to have a giveaway. I'm going to keep one of these for myself, and I am going to give away, maybe I'll keep 2 of them, but I'm going to give away at least 1 with these brand new beautiful column feet. I'm also going to paint them so that they look like marble. And I am also going to give away, this is another thing I got at the share table. I'm going to give away this die because I looked in my stash and I already have it. So if you're interested, and if you stuck to this video this long, if you're interested, leave a comment below and let me know that you would love to get one of these memory dexes, or you'd love to be in the giveaway. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had a nice cup of coffee or a lovely cup of tea while watching this video. And I hope your week is an amazing one, and the bluebird of happiness and the cardinal of I don't know what comes to visit you and make you happy. Thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Bye.